Hello, everyone. So, Weeman and Giovanna helped me obtain residency here in Panama through the Friendly Nations visa, but not the typical way, which is to invest either $200,000 into Panamanian real estate or $200,000 in a local term deposit in a local bank. So, they proposed a much more affordable way of doing it. So, Weena, Giovanna, can you explain to people how you helped me obtain residency here in Panama?
Okay, so this is actually a new way how to get the residency without doing any kind of investment and more accessible, which is doesn't compromise any funds in real estate or bank term deposit. So what we have been designed the way how to get the permanent residency in Panama through the coordination visa is setting up a corporation in Panama, and that corporation need to have operation license, which is physically need to have an activity in Panama, and then that company can issue a job contract to hire the person, become an employee. As an employee to that corporation, they are eligible to apply the residency. So after the company has registered properly, the applicant can get into the residency process. So the first stage is the temporary residency will be valid for 6 months. After 6 months, then the person needs to come back to Panama to renew the residency card again, which is going to be valid for 2 years. After 2 years, so that person will be granted the permanent residency in Panama, which is the final ID in Panama is the cedula. The whole process takes around 2 years and 6 months. The first trip is really important to know the person needs to be here in Panama 10 business days to complete and comply all the paperwork. For the second trip to renew the card, doesn't need to be here that long. That could be around like 2 to 3 business days of time. The last stage then need to stay here in Panama a little bit longer, should be at least 8 business days, because the transition from one document to another one, which is a different entity that they issue the document, which is the seller. As soon as you get the temporary residency in Panama, you're also able to apply the tax ID in Panama, which is what we call is the NIT. People they know that as an ITIN in Panama. So it doesn't need to become a permanent resident to get the tax ID. And that tax ID that could take between 20 days to a month to get that tax ID for any purpose that person needs to use for any kind of process that they need to do in foreigner or in Panama.
Yeah, so this is pretty much how it worked for me. So we created the corporation here in Panama back in, I think, December. I came through for a bit over a week. I received very quickly my provisional ID. Now we're in June. I came back just for a few days. I received my temporary residency valid for 2 years. Weeman and his team and Giovanna are applying for my tax ID. I'm going to get it. And then hopefully in 2 years, I'll be able to apply for my permanent residency. So Giovanna, can you explain who is this available for? Because not everyone can do this and get permanent residency this way.
For the Friendly Nations visa, there's a list of 50 countries that can only apply for this residency. Includes most of them are first world countries. Most common clients we receive: U.S., Canadians, Australians. We have Europeans also are eligible for this process. So it's good for them also to have a plan B or second option.
Yeah. So essentially Westerners and then Koreans, Japanese, South Africans. But generally speaking, if you are from South America, you're from South Asia, Africa, the Middle East, this process will absolutely not work.
That's right.
So this is a really great and affordable way of having a plan B here in Panama So thanks to this, I could have had anyways personal banking without being a resident of Panama. But when you are a resident of Panama, everything is a bit smoother. So now I'm pretty much all set up in Panama. The next steps will be applying for my driver's license. Once I'm a permanent resident, we did some content on this. I can even get a gun as a permanent resident of Panama, etc. So it brings a lot of benefits. But it's not the only way of obtaining residency in Panama. There's a whole bunch of ways of moving here, including for people from other countries, or if you're from one of the friendly nations, and if you want permanent residency immediately within 30 days, it's also possible. It's just a different process. It's more of an investment. So there's a link below with explanations on all the various processes on how you can obtain residency here in Panama. And then if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with Giovanna and Weeman. They help me with everything here from A to Z, and they'll gladly help you move to Panama and set up your whole structures here. Great. Weeman, Giovanna, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
You can go to my website, thewanderinginvestor.com, and sign up to the private list. It's entirely free. This way you will be getting insider information as I travel around the world looking for opportunities. Lastly, feel free to follow me on Instagram at The Wandering Investor. I look forward to hearing from you.